What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Thai Life channel. My name is Min, and in this video I am going to show you how to do an almond shaped nails using a square curved tips. And I want to explain to you why I rather use a square curved tips than a straight tips when it comes to doing almond shape. And I don't recommend you guys buying a pre-shaped almond tips to apply onto your client, because there's a lot of reasons and cons for that. So now, if you are a nail tech, you know the shape is important. You got to get down on the shape. 90% of the beauty of the nail has to do with the shape. And almond shape has a high demand in the nail industry when it comes to doing service on your clients. And I don't want you to be stuck, y'all. I don't want you to be stuck. So that's why I'm going to show you how to do this almond shape. Let me give you some background about these square curved tips. These square curved tips were used for decades, y'all. Back in the day, there was no straight tips. There was no pre-shaped almond tips. There was no pre-shaped stiletto, pre-shaped coffin. It was just a square curved tips, and we gotta make this shape into anything we can with these tips, y'all. That's why these tips are considered the OG, and I don't like the fact that all the new school nail tech be talking shit about these tips. Okay, because even though they curve, you can make them straight. You just gotta know how to cut it. Okay, everything has a technique, has a trick, and I am gonna show you all my tips and tricks, y'all. So once I apply the tips on, making sure they are straight, you roll the tip from the knuckle all the way to the fingernails. Once it touches the fingernail, and please do not zone your eyeball into the center of the fingernail. Make sure you have a good scope of the whole hand, y'all. Once you cut down the length. Now, this client right here, you can tell from the first cut, she is not doing long nails. She is not doing a medium length nail. This is considered slightly medium to short, okay? And she wants almond shape. So once I cut the first hand precisely, the second hand, I'm just gonna go ahead and guess it, okay? And once I finish the second hand, I am going to measure the length, okay? Please lower, make sure the length of the nail is even. But let me share with you one little trick. Whatever length the clients point out, I always cut the length a little bit longer, because you never know when a bitch act up and she changed her mind because she wants her nails a little bit longer, even after you shape. So once you cut the length down, you see that little scissor that I'm using? You take that scissor right there and you got to visualize the almond shape that you want. Now, when it comes to shaping the nails, you can't just do the same almond shape over and over with the same client, because every single client, their fingers are different. Okay, if you have client with fat ass knuckles, you know your shape ain't gonna look the same as the last client. You know what I'm saying? You got to observe the hand, observe the finger, observe the knuckle, observe the cuticles, so that you can cut a precise. Now when you are cutting to the almond shape, you gotta have a good visualization how an almond shape look like. Okay? Don't shift in too much. Let the file do that. Okay? So when I'm cutting, I'm just eliminating the edge. Now, I'm gonna go in with the file, y'all. Okay? These file right here, I love them square files. They 80 by 80 grid. And when I go in, I am going to file into an almond shape. Let me tell you, I make a lot of mistakes in my career, y'all. Back in the day, I would apply the acrylic onto the nails and I start shaping into the almond shape or the round shape. My God, that took a long time, and my hand was hurting. My neck was hurting. Took me like 10 years to figure out, why don't I just cut the tips before I start putting the application on. Dumb I am. But you know what? I'm not going to let you be dumb. I'm not going to do that, because I made that mistake already. I don't want you to make the same mistake. So now you got to cut it and you got to shape it. The preparation takes long, y'all. The preparation takes a very long time. is because the preparation has to be done right for the nails to get good. You know what I mean? You want a good quality nails, you gotta prep right. That's why I'm spending a lot of time on this shape. Because once I apply the acrylic on, the shape is already there. I don't have to reshape too much. And that's the goal, my friend. So now as I'm shaping, I am holding her hand very tight because you know it vibrates, okay? If you do nails and you don't know how certain process feel, then you haven't done nail long enough. Because every process that you do, you got to know how it feels. So when you are filing the client's hand, especially if the clients have long fingernails and you're not holding on to their finger tight, you know how painful and how irritating it is to feel that vibration on the file to your fingernails. I don't even like that myself, and I'm not even the one who's filing my hand. So I don't want to do that to the clients, and I don't want you to do that to the clients. Okay? So when you are filing, hold on to their finger tight, and please don't be rough with the file. Just believe in the process, okay? So now the shape is all good. I went in with the primer, dehydrator. I'm going to go ahead with the application. Look, when it comes to the application, especially this set right here, all she wanted it was a color blue, but I still like to go in with the nude base. Because only God knows when the next time she decides to change the color blue from a rainbow, or she want an ombre, or she want a nude, at least I have a nude color to present to her on the bottom. So that's how I do it, y'all. You got to plan ahead. If you know this client is going to come back to you, you got to plan ahead, okay? But if you know this client ain't coming back to you, go ahead and take care of her. Have her pay you and say a prayer and good luck to her. That's all you can do, okay? But once you apply the acrylic on, look at the shape, y'all, okay? Look how much time that we have saved. So at this moment right here, I'm excited because now I'm like, ooh, I'm about to finish this up. Now I can start planning for the design in my head because I know the shape is already there. You see what I'm saying? That is why y'all need to get with the program, with the shaping. You got to shape before you got the application down. Okay? But we are not done yet. The reason is, once you start applying the acrylic, you know sometimes the acrylic get on the cuticles. Sometimes there's heavy-sided. And you got to clean all that up. So you still have to go in with the file again. But like I say earlier, y'all, you don't have to work hard. This is literally called working smart. And for those of you who don't know how to do acrylic application, it's not that hard, y'all. Since I'm doing application right now, I'm just going to share this with you. The monomers melts the acrylic. Okay, so if you pick up a lot of the monomer, so you're going to melt the acrylic faster. If you pick up a little monomer, then you won't melt the acrylic as fast. It's common sense, right? So now, the brush that you're using, you got to ask yourself, is this a big motherfucking brush? Or is this a small motherfucking brush? If it's a small brush, do you think it's going to pick up a lot of monomers? Probably not. So you might not even get that drip of acrylic. Now, if you got a big ass brush like a paintbrush where you paint your house and you dip in the monomer, you know damn well the moment you touch the acrylic with the monomer, that whole acrylic's gonna melt like it's raining on Sunday, yo. You see what I'm saying? Common sense. So now, as a nail technician, you go in and you determine how much monomer you want to pick up, what kind of consistency you want to see from the acrylic, okay? Does all the acrylic form consistently the same? Absolutely not. If you are doing like dark color acrylic, it's gonna evaporate very fast, but it's gonna drip faster, okay? You do like a light color, it gets a little bit chalky. It takes more time for the monomer to get through the acrylic. So those are the things that you need to know and understand in your head. Because the more you do it, you just pick up the right bead every time. Because you understand the size of your brush, how much monomer you're picking up, and what color and type of acrylic you're using. Does it matter how many beads you pick up? Hell nah. Why would it matter? As long as it looks good, y'all. I don't care. Sometimes I pick up 5 beads if I have to. As long as the surface looks good, I got a good apex. Every single looks consistent, okay? That's important too, y'all. I see a lot of people be applying quick and some fingers thicker than other. Y'all gotta have a consistency, okay? So now, after the acrylic's all over, y'all, I'm just gonna go in back with the shape. You see how easy it is? I'm just gonna go in with the shape. But am I really shaping that much? Hell nah. I'm just gonna go and clean up the edge around the cuticles. Any acrylic laying around, just go and clean it up. You know what I mean? Sometimes I don't even have to do too much at this moment, y'all. Because if I did a good job on the application, there was no dripping around the cuticle areas, I don't even have to worry about the file. But I still like to file a little bit just to get that edge nice and crisp. You got to do that, okay? Remember, the shaping is everything when it comes to the nails. So you got to spend some time. But this client right here, because of the length of her nails, I got to shape accordingly. Now, let me tell you when I say shape accordingly, what I meant earlier. So now, you can tell her finger, she ain't got no fat fingers or anything, or crooked fingers, or big ass knuckles, none of that. So now, when you shape Almond, you got to think about the centerpiece of the nails, okay? Right in the middle of the nail, you got to aim that pointy towards the center of the fingernails, okay? So you got to look at her whole fingernails that you're shaping on, and you got to centerize it, okay? And then you got to make sure you shift it in. And remember, your nails, the widest part of your nail is the side cuticle where it meets the end of your fingertips, okay? Those are the widest. None of your shapes should be wider than that, okay? We ain't trying to do duck feet, okay? We trying to bring it in. So that's what you have to do. You got to visualize this shape. You got to bring it in. And again, remember to hold the client's hand really tight. Because if you're not holding the client's hand really tight, it's going to vibrate. It's going to hurt. So as I am doing this, yes, it looks like I am gentle, but I am literally holding the client's hand really tight, making sure it doesn't vibrate too much. But like I say, there's not much for me to file. And please make sure you like this video if you're still listening, or share this video, because that's going to help the algorithm to recognize that you like my videos and you want to share this to people. And thank you for your support as always. Now let's get back to our program. So as you can see, I am shaping. I am making sure that things are looking good. When I am shaping, y'all, I'm not just zoning my eyes into the nail. I am lifting her finger upside down. I'm lifting her finger side to side. I want to see every single corner of her nails to make sure they are on point. Because I cannot stand when one finger is shifted differently. So this is why shaping is important. But whatever I am saying right now, this set right here, y'all, took me around 1 hour and 15 minutes, which is not bad for $70. Okay, $70. Who's gonna make an hour and 15 minutes, $70? Okay, the reason why it's $70 because I explained to her all the good chemicals that I'm using, all the good product that I'm using, and all the talent and the skills and the entertainment that I bring to her when she's sitting on my station. Now, after you hand file the shape, is the shape 100% there? Absolutely not. Because now this is what the electric file goes in. The electric file, what it does, it cleans around the cuticles, okay? Am I going to spend a lot of time on the surface of the fingernail? If you apply your acrylic and you know it's a bumpy road, then yes, you got to smooth the surface. But if you are so good at acrylic application where the surface is 100% smooth, all you have to do is clean the cuticle. If you go on to any Instagram page and you look at any inspirational nails and you see, look at the shape, you're like, man, how they get their shape to be so perfectly clean around the cuticle? Ta-da! That's what they do. They use the electric file. The electric file is so electrified because what it does is it cleans the cuticles, it shapes, it smooths out the surface, it cleans under the nails. What it does is it gives the cuticle a definition of what a pretty nails should look like when those cuticles are clean. That is what an electric file, and this is why every nail tech should use an electric file to clean the nail, to make sure the nails is perfect. And that is how you execute a perfect shape, y'all. Okay, all of that ingredients. So remember what I say earlier, you apply the tips. Okay, and now y'all probably wondering, like, what about the straight tips? How come you don't use straight tips? Look, the straight tips, what happened is that when I try to shape the straight tips, y'all, if you got clients with flat fingernails and they kind of slanted upward, now you got a roller coaster with an almond shape going up, waiting for that thing to hit, y'all. Okay? And now when you got a straight tips, sometimes the almond shape just looks funny because it just doesn't have a nice curve to it. But that's just my preference. Don't come at me all crazy like that. That's just how I feel. You can do whatever you want. I ain't got nothing on you, but I just want to let you know that is how I do it, y'all. So now when I'm buffing it up, you can't just buff the top. You got to buff every single spot. And when you buff, you kind of got to buff around the hand, the nice, the smooth. This is my favorite part, y'all, because you know why? My hand's tired. My hand's tired from filing, y'all. So now I got to put this beautiful blue polish on for her. So as you all know, the last couple of years I told you already, polishing is easy when it comes to gel polish. Back in the day when we polish, regular polish, we can only do like 3 stroke, maximum 4. Gel polish, easy, all day. Brush it, have how many stroke you want it. Stroke it until you like it. Stroke it until you, whatever happens to you, if you get happy after you stroke it, do whatever you want. But it never dries, yo. It never dries. And once you put it under light, then you're ready to dry. But other than that, take your time. Get around the cuticle line. Make sure it's clean. Especially this client right here, all she wanted was a solid color. So you got to execute that nicely. And whatever product, files, things that I use on this client, you know I got the link in the description. Hit that link up. It will take you to all the product that I use. Shop there. Get yourself whatever you need for your client. But this is literally how you do an almond shape. And after I polish, I put the top coat on, yo. I like going around the edge, because sometimes when you do the gel polish, it's too coat, and the top coat, it gets thick, and sometimes that ruins the shape. I don't like the shape to be ruined. And that's how it looks like at the end, y'all. Almond shape, simple, basic. I know you can do it, and that is how I did it. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. I wish nothing but the best for you. Make sure to share, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you on my next video. Thank you.